Tara Patton here, and I just had the most powerful 45 first minutes with Steve Sapato.
But you have to start carving it out. Well, the reason I did this is we watch a comedian that says you got to focus. You know, he's talking to his kids. You got to focus. You got to focus. And hi, I'm Steve Sapato, and your host for Speaker Talks Speaking Podcast.
Cook. I love to cook. My wife loves to cook. Matter of fact, I love chili. And the other day I was online, and guess what I saw? A recipe for chili. But it wasn't just chili. It was the world's best chili. Oh, now you have me. I read it, I looked at it, I went, oh, I gotta forward this to my wife. Got on, boom, sent it off to my wife. She must have been sitting on the computer, because just seconds later it comes back a response and she says, what's wrong with my chili? Wow, start digging. Nothing, honey, I love your chili. Well, evidently not, or you wouldn't have sent me a new recipe.
And they go, well, you don't understand my material. My material is so boring. I go, no, your material is dry. You're boring. That's the truth of it.
Most unfamous, famous speaker, and there's no such thing as a boring person. I was listening to you. There's no boring text. There's just boring people. I thought that. I agree. That's profound.
That's just it. Yep. Yeah. A lot of people say, well, my material is boring. I go, no, your material is dry, but you're boring. Talk to your audience. Stop being boring by learning how to be a great presenter.
Most of us don't do the basics. The basics to survive in business.
If your ego is such that it's in the way of your future, then you're going to suffer the consequence. How many times have you sat in a meeting? How many times have you sat in an auditorium and gotten bored to death because the people were talking about themselves?
17.5 seconds. That's
but I get a whole minute.
That's the beauty of it. Do you not get it? See ya. Oh, I'll fill it in with, so I'm a mother of 5.
I get a minute. Shouldn't I take the whole minute? You ever been eaten by a frog? Nobody's been eaten by a frog, right? That doesn't happen. But boy, I'll tell you what, sometimes when you see a big enough frog, you ever seen a big enough creature that you scared yourself with it? Could have been a big spider, could have been, right? So you capture people's attention with sometimes absurd thoughts, eaten by a frog. Quit it.
Everyone, my Twitter was linked to so I had Facebook, Twitter, something else, all linked together, right? So if I posted on one, it went to all of them. And I had talked to a Twitter expert, and she said, oh no, because I have a podcast. And interviewed her, and she said, oh no, never link your Twitter to anything else. I go, why is that? And she goes, because the Twitter people will see that it comes from Facebook or it comes from this, and they won't go there to read your articles or something. They want to read it on Twitter.
Donations type thing. So they were a not-for-profit. And they got up to say thank you to all the people who were there to help them support them. And they only have like 10 minutes. And they spent 8 minutes telling us about their organization. We didn't come to learn about their organization. What they should have spent is 8 minutes teaching us about who their clients, who they serve, why it makes us feel good to give our money. And so when she asked for donations at the end, we all kind of went, I gotta go. Because she didn't capture us.
Yeah,
so
that emotional connection, right?
Absolutely.